A while ago, Nintendo announced that they will release a new expansion to their online service. Now it's finally here. The expansion includes several Nintendo 64 titles, an update to Animal Crossing and a bundle of Genesis games. But do you think the expansion is free? Nope, not at all. We're talking about an upgrade of the base version of Nintendo Switch Online, a new membership plan, and it's much more expensive than the previous online version. In addition, there's the option to purchase exclusive controls. They cost $50 each. Do you think it's worth it? Maybe you bought The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and the 2 DLCs that came later. After you owned the whole package, it was yours, and no one could take it away from you. Well, now are different times. Nintendo has decided that either you buy a standalone DLC for Animal Crossing, or you buy it by subscribing to the Nintendo Switch Online. According to Inverse.com, you will lose access to the meat and potatoes of the DLC if you decide to cancel your subscription. But you will be able to keep your items. So maybe it's worth paying $25 for the standalone DLC. This way you avoid buying the online service if you just want access to the entire Animal Crossing. Anyway, here are the new games available. Mario Kart 64. If you have never played a Mario Kart game before, welcome to the world of Nintendo. This is the second game in the Mario Kart series and you can choose from 8 different characters. There are 16 racing courses and 4 battle courses. If you already have Mario Kart Deluxe 8, I see no reason to play this game more than for nostalgic reasons, or check out the battle mode, which can be a bit fun. Castlevania Bloodlines. Usually you might associate Castlevania games with Nintendo, but one game was actually made for Genesis. Castlevania Bloodlines, an action platform game where you can choose to play either as John Morris or Eric Lecard. Phantasy Star 4 is a sci-fi RPG that has a turn-based battle system. If you only played RPGs on Super Nintendo, you might have missed this one. But now's your chance. Sin and Punishment. This is a rail shooter, which means you control your character from a behind-the-back perspective. You're in a dystopian environment where you have to save the Earth from destruction, shoot as much as you can and avoid taking damage from enemies. Yoshi's Story. This is a side-scrolling platform game where you control Yoshi. The goal is to eat as much fruit as possible. You complete a course after you have eaten enough. You can play in story mode or in trial mode. Rystar is a platform game. You play like a star and eliminate your enemies by using your hands and stretchy arms. Contra Hard Corps. This is a run and gun kind of game, where you have to shoot your way through different levels, reach the end and destroy bosses. Dr. Mario. This game was only released in North America initially, so you may have missed it. It feels like an upgraded version of Dr. Mario that was released for NES. For example, you can play story mode where you choose between Mario or Wario. They should try to find a stolen vitamin. Of course, you can play Dr. Mario Classic, which is reminiscent of the original game. Shinobi 3 Return of the Ninja Master. Who does not like ninja games? A crime syndicate has returned and protagonist Joe Musashi must stop the progress. Golden Axe is a side-scrolling fighting game. You can cast spells and hurt enemies with your weapons. The game has been ported many times and now it also appears on Nintendo Switch. Super Mario 64. This game was a launch title for Nintendo 64. Take Mario through a 3D world and try to save Princess Peach from the evil Bowser. The game was seen as revolutionary for its time and differed significantly from previous games in the same series. Streets of Rage 2. In this beat 'em up you defeat hordes of enemies by fighting with your body and using unlicensed weapons. Echo the Dolphin is a somewhat odd game. You play as a lone dolphin and ride a time machine. Apparently all other aquatic creatures have disappeared, so Echo must investigate what happened. Win back Covert Operations. This is a third-person shooter game and was released quite late in the Nintendo 64 life cycle. You play as Jean-Luc Cougar, whose mission is to eliminate a terrorist organization. The game contains lots of dangers and challenges, such as laser traps, puzzles and mazes. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Of course, Sonic also appears in this expansion. In this game, Sonic collaborates with the Fox Miles to stop the evil Dr. Robotnik. Like its predecessor, this is a side-scrolling platform game. Strider. Many of the games released for Nintendo Switch Online are side-scrolling platform games, especially those coming from Sega. Strider is another, and in this game you slide and fight with your fists to destroy your enemies. Star Fox 64 is another rail shooter and can be seen as a reboot of Star Fox, which was released for Super Nintendo. Take the Star Fox team through different stages, shoot down your enemies and eliminate various bosses. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine is a Tetris-like game, but maybe it's more reminiscent of Dr. Mario. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Control Link through various dungeons and palaces to try save Princess Zelda by eliminating your arch-enemy Ganondorf. In addition, you can visit a church to travel in time. This game is without a doubt one of the best releases for the Nintendo 64. Of course, it has an obvious place in this expansion. Musha. This is a vertical shooter game. You play as the pilot Terry, who will shoot down most things in your path. Shining Force. Sega may not have been known for their RPGs, but here's one of them, Shining Force, a turn-based strategy RPG. You play as Max, who investigates what happened in the kingdom of Gardania. Mario Tennis 64. This is a game where you play tennis with Mario and his friends. In total, 2 sports games will be released for Nintendo Switch Online, Mario Kart 64 and Mario Tennis. Gunstar Heroes is a run-and-gun shooter where you play as either Gunstar Red or Gunstar Blue, fight through 7 different levels against the evil empire. These are all the games that are part of the Nintendo Switch new expansion. I picked it up, but the new membership can be a bit expensive, especially if you decide to buy the expansion and the new controls. But you get lots of games to have fun with, and there will probably be more games over time. For example, Zelda, Majora's Mask. But is it worth buying? I think it is if you want to play through some of the best games released for Nintendo 64. But if you just want the new version of Animal Crossing, then it might be better to buy the standalone version. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more content and reviews. Have a good day, bye.